Okay, we are coming back now after a break to our lecture 13 part B. In our first part, we learned how to uh, create or design a login form whose label for these particular text boxes are not outside here and static as we have been doing up to this point, but we learned how to put in those labels inside there so that they become also dynamic. When you enter the cell, they disappear. When you exit without entering any password or any username, they reappear. So that's what we looked at in part A of this lecture. Now we are coming to the second part of this lecture, and like we said, we are going to concentrate on these parts. Particularly, we want to zero in on signing up for a particular system. All right, because what we have been doing for up to this point, we kind of register the users manually ourselves in the Excel sheet. If you have a sheet like this, what we have been doing is to put down the credentials of users here manually. Yeah, but that's not how things happen in real life, because the people that are using the system don't see this sheet. Okay, the sheet will be running at the background. It's not visible for them to enter those values manually. So all they will see is the form, and they should be able to sign up or register a user just using the user form all alone. Okay, and that's what we wanted to do now. So what we have to do to start with is to make sure that this text which says sign up are clickable text. Okay, that means it's dynamic. When you click on this text, it should respond. So I have done that already. Oh no, sorry, I didn't do it. Actually, I deleted that part as well. But what did I do now? Okay, so but what we are going to do is to make sure that those texts are dynamic. How do we do that? Of course, you just double click on the text. All right, if you double click on it, it will open up a new subroutine which starts there, ends here. So and inside here is where you put now the program code, the instructions that tells the computer what to do when a person clicks on those texts. So for now, what we want to do is to make sure that when a person clicks on that text that says sign up, the system should generate a dialog box, okay, where it asks the person to enter the username, confirm the username, enter the password, confirm the password, then register the person if all these are matching. Okay, so that's what we intend to do. So to do that, we use what we call the input box. Okay, the input box. So I have a tables that I have designed here. This table is where we are going to keep all our users, registered users. This way we are going to register all our users. This one is just for a temporal use. That means when we are entering, when the person is entering the password, the username, we will temporarily store those values here and compare them with what is registered here and see if they match any of these. All right, if they match any of these, then we allow the person to log in. If not, then we don't allow the person to log, just like we have been doing before. And now we have these two columns here, these two column I mean form, these four columns here. What I intend to do is to say that when the person enters the username, when the person is registering, is signing up, enters the username. First time we record it in here. Second time he enters the username, we record it in there. And then the first password will be recorded there. Second password will be recorded there. And then we compare these two. If they match, then it's only then we can now transfer them to this side, knowing that the person has entered something he can remember, that he is sure of. Same thing with the password. Only if the password the person has entered the first time matches the one that he has entered the second time when he's confirming, if those two are matching, then we can transfer that particular password and save it here as a recorded password. So that's what we intended to do. So let us quickly do that. And to do that, we simply indicate the place, the location where we are going to put that password now. So for now, we start with H2. All right, H2 we say sheets, of course, sheets, and then you specify the sheet that you are dealing with. I have renamed my sheet to login, so just make sure that you give the same name. Otherwise, if you give a different name, the compiler will be lost, will be kind of confused. All right, so, and if you don't indicate which sheet that you are working with, the VBA compiler will automatically just use the current sheet, the sheet that is that's open, that's active. All right, so that's why you have to specify the sheet you are working with. Login, that's the sheet name that we are working with. Dot range, and now we are talking about H2. That's where we are putting our first username. We say equals to, then we say input box. Okay, open the bracket, and then it says here prompt. This is where you now put the text that you are displaying to the user to see. So, and text is a string, so it must be in double quotes. So we say enter your username, your new username. All right, comma, then it says title. So that's the title of that dialog box. You want it to have a title. If you don't want it to have a title, you just put double quotes and leave it like that. So it means it's empty, doesn't have any title. But otherwise, we can put a title there to say Reggie signing up, maybe sign up, or sign up, whatever. We can leave it at that point for now. Sign up, then we have default, just leave it like that, and the rest you can just leave for now. Just close your bracket, and that is it. So what this will do is that when you run your form like this, for example, mind you, this Excel sheet will not be visible. This is only the user form will be visible. You click on that, it will bring up this dialog box. You see the title is sig up. I actually misspelled the word sign. Okay, and then it says enter the new name, and then you enter the name. When you click OK, the name that you have entered will be put in that H2. Right, if we do that now, for example, and close that, we come here, H2, you can now see we have the name that we have entered there. Otherwise, let us just complete that, and then we now we can ask the person now to confirm. So what I would do is just to copy that, come and paste it here, and then all I will change is to say confirm. Okay, confirm your new username. So this is sign up actually, and this is also sign up. All right, so if now we have to now test if these two are the same, then the two usernames that the person has entered, if they are all matching. Okay, so how do we do that? We say if then we say sheets. Okay, of course we are dealing with login. That's the sheet we are dealing with. Login dot range and the range we are looking at H2. If that is equal to sheets, just copy that instead of typing it over again. If that is equal to, now we are looking at I. I2 because the other, sorry, the other part is in I2. Okay, the other one will be entered here. Actually, something I didn't do right here. So this one, the confirmation one, the confirmed one will be entered in I. All right. Okay. Okay, here is giving me an error simply because I didn't complete my if, because I must say then I come here and say and if. All right. So we first ask the person to enter the username. That username that is entered first we put in H2, and then we ask the person to re-enter for confirmation. We put it in I2. Then we come and test if the two values or if the two entries are the same. If yes, then we will say we will now take that and record it. If these two are matching, we now take that and record it here. So but one thing that I want us to look at here is that we will not specify, okay, that take this and put it in A2 for example, because we will not know how many people are already registered. So maybe by now maybe some people have already signed up and now we are at 12. The last person is at 11. Now the next person is supposed to be at 12. So that's why we will not just specify the range, that is the cell where we are going to put this particular password the person has entered. We are going to use what we call a lookup, okay, formula. So we are going to look and find the empty cell. We'll go through this until we find an empty cell, then we put that particular username that was entered, we put it in the next available empty cell, so that as many people are signing up, their details, their credentials will continue going down the table, so that we don't have a situation where a new user who is registering replaces the old one. Okay, so that's what we are going to do now. So basically what we have to do is, since now we have tested and we have seen that these two values are the same, that's the only time we go inside here. If the two values are not the same, then we will not go inside here. We'll jump whatever is here and just come at the end of this end if statement and continue there in that particular subroutine. But the only time we are going to go in here is when this condition is met, that is the first value is the same as the second value that was entered. So what we are going now to do is, if that is the case, then we will now say range. We use this particular formula that says range, open and close bracket, we come inside there, and then range A, because we are dealing with column A, that's where we are putting our usernames. So that's why we just indicate range A, and we are not indicating the column the row number. We just say range A, that is it. So we don't say A1, A2, A3 because we don't know what it is. Okay, we just say range A, then we say ampersand, that is, and rows dot count. Here we are counting the number of rows that have been that are not empty. Okay, then we come and say end. So we go to the end of that list of cells that are not empty, and then inside there we say Excel, that is Excel lookup, capital U for up, then we say dot offset. Okay, so that is offset. That means we count all the value, all the cells that are not empty until we find one that until we get to the end of that particular list of the cells that are not empty, that contain something. Then the last one that we find becomes our offset, our reference, to say that that is the last one, so the next one is empty. So that's basically what we are saying. and what we are putting here inside this bracket is just 1 to indicate that we are just returning a single value. We are returning a single cell, so that's which becomes our reference or our offset. Then we say the value. So here what we are doing is we are saying the value of the first empty cell we find should be equal to, okay, since the two values that were entered both in H2 and I2 are the same, we can use any one of them. We can say it's equal to the value in I2, or we can say it's equal to the value in H2. For now, let us just copy this one. Okay, so we are basically saying what at that point, that empty space, that empty cell that we find, put whatever is in H2 at that particular point. All right, that's basically what we are doing. Okay, let us quickly do a test and see how this will work. So we are going to put Puleni there is, and then we say okay, then it says I should confirm, then I say Puleni again, exactly the same way, then it will be added in the A2. If I go and add another person, I simply say for now let us record somebody whose password is memory. Okay, and that, then we confirm again memory. All right, then the memory will be added to the next available cell. You can see there. So we can continue doing that. Okay, next person, let us say Titus or Titus. Right, then we confirm Titus. All right, then Titus will be added there. All right, let us now let us now try to program a situation where the two values are not the same. Okay, so after doing this, okay, just be careful now. After we have done this, we have now to say if otherwise, if these two are not the same, if the two are not the same, then we should ask the person to try again. Okay, we simply say the person should try again. Okay, that is to say, otherwise, if it's not if it's not, then let me just be sure. Why is it like this? Nope. There's a function here I need to check up. Okay, so what we need to do here, we wanted to check if the two are not equal. Okay, so basically what we need to do here is we say we use the same one here. Where is that? This. Okay, leave me alone now. We copy this whole one, that whole part, copy that, come and paste it here. But all we do now is we change this sign to not equal. So now in VBA, not equal is that, né? So when we use that, it means not equal. Okay, and then we come and end our sub, our if. So then if they are not the same, then we display that a message box, a text, a message box to say that the two are not the same. Okay, we say message box, we say prompt, we say the two usernames, you have entered do not match. Okay, do not match. Then I end with double quotes, comma, then VBA, retry VB. Let us try to use retry cancel. Where is that? Retry cancel, that one. Then we can just add another VBA thing, maybe like a critical, so yeah, maybe let us use critical for now. And then yeah, comma, then the title, we can leave it without a title for now. I think that is all right. Yeah, I think we are good to go. Okay, so but basically what we are doing here is that the moment the person enters two passwords which are not matching, what we are going to do is we are going to display a message box. Okay, we are going just to display a message box where we are going to tell the person if the two things you have entered don't match. Let us say, for example, I entered this. Okay, then I say, then I entered now a different thing, and I click OK. Then it says the two usernames you have entered do not match. So now I have an option to retry or to cancel. So but for now, retry, cancel don't do anything for me. All right, so let me now program it so that if a person clicks on retry, then I should display that input box again for the person to enter the password and for the person to or to confirm. All right, that's basically what we should be doing. Okay, let's do that. Then is what we do. Okay, now actually what we need to do is we need to create a kind of a variable, okay, where we are going to save the answer of a person. When that dialog box is displayed to say you have entered the wrong or the two values are not matching, where we want to know whether the person is clicking retry or whether the person is clicking cancel. How do we do that? We need to detect which one of the two buttons the person is pressing. Okay, and how do we do that? We have the function values of a message box. Okay, these are the function values of a message box. If a person clicks OK, the thing will return 1. If the person clicks cancel, the return value will be 2. If it's a bot and so forth. If it's a retry, it will be 4. Okay, so if a person clicks retry, then the return value will be 4. So what we are going to do in this case now, we can use a variable. All right, we can declare a variable, use it to capture whatever the person is entering. Let me just quickly pick this. Okay, so we have to declare a variable that is going to store whatever the response of that particular individual will be. So declaration we can declare anywhere in this particular subroutine. So we can declare it on top there, we can declare it even here. So we could just declare it here. In the VBA, this is how we declare variables. We say dim, and then we give you the name of the variable. For now we say what do we say now? We just say answer as string. Okay, that should dim it as a string because it's going to be a string of characters. I mean the name is going to be a string of character, the username. So then here we just say answer is equal to that, and in this case now when you use the equal sign, this must be inside brackets. If you don't put it inside brackets, then you are going to get an error. So we are basically displaying the message and wait for the person to respond to that particular message. If a person clicks, because now we are using a retry and a cancel, the person clicks cancel, the value for the cancel will be put in this particular variable. If a person clicks on a retry, that value for retry, which I think is 4, is going to be in here. So according to this, so retry is 4, it's going to that answer thing is going to be a 4. Actually we need to do this because we are going to return actually these values, so it doesn't have to be string. Actually it should be integer. Okay, yes, integer. All right, so it's actually the integer. Then we now come and say, after the person has done whatever has done, we say if then we say answer, if answer is equal to 4, if the answer is equal to 4, that means the person has said retry. Then we do the following, and if, okay, what do? We display these ones again. Where is that? Input box. Okay, we do this. Yeah, we can do that, but I would think, yeah, because you can just take this, put it in here, but that works, but it's not an optimal way of doing things. Because what if the person enters again usernames that are not matching again for the second time? So it will mean you keep on doing that, and you have a longer program. So the best is to just tell the compiler to go back here and start over again. All right, that's basically what we are going to do next. So now to do that, what we are going to do is we must tell the compiler to go to this particular point. So but now to go to that point where we want, it must be labeled so that the compiler will know which point we are pointing it to. So we are going to say retry, but we are going to write it in a different way because retry is one of those reserved words. Okay, I'm going to say read just like that, followed by semicolon, colon. So then here we say, if the person presses retry, then we just say go to, then we say read. Okay, like that. Right, go to read. Okay, so the person, it will start over again by asking the person to re-enter those things. Let us quickly test that. We enter Puleni here, and then we say that, and here we just say Pule. Okay, and then we enter. It says the two usernames you have entered do not match, and I click on retry. Then it comes again to ask me to enter. Okay, I enter that, then I end. Then I click on that, then I re-enter again. Okay, maybe let me miss it again for the second time. Then again I'll get a notification that the thing is wrong. It will keep on in that loop, it will keep on looping, asking me to enter the values over and over again. All right, okay, until such a time that I enter the correct values, or until the time I enter a, or I click on cancel. So basically that's how you do that. So it will keep on looping in this loop until such a time that I either cancel or I enter the matching things. Okay, so if I enter the correct one, all right, okay, so if I enter the correct one, then the next thing I must do, I need to now do the password. Okay, after I have entered same password, all right, correct matching, then I should now do not password but usernames, then I should now do the password. Okay, passwords will follow the same suit. Okay, I will just come at the very end here, all right, and then copy this part. Okay, copy that part, all right, put it here, put it there, all right, then I'll change the ranges. Okay, the passwords, of course, according to this password should go in here, that is J2 and in K2. So that's basically where we are putting this. Okay, so I say this one I put actually is J2 and this one is K2. All right. And here I will change the username to password, and here password, right. So otherwise we can then repeat this whole process. I mean, that is now for validation purposes, just to check if everything is matching up. We do the same thing as we did there, and also in seeing where you are to put that now on this side here, you simply use the same method like we did here, but now using B as the range. So that I will not do. I will leave it to you for you to practice and make sure that you have also done that. So as a homework or class exercise and activity, I want you to now redesign this same user form, program it the same way I did, and go further than this, also program the password part, so that your user form should be able to register a person who is signing up, register the name and password, and if the second person comes, the second username should go in the next available cell, and the password of that same person should go to the next available cell in the column B, and so forth and so on. So it should be able to record both the username and password of all the people, and it should be the range should be expanding down. Okay, so basically that's what you have to do as both your password and not password as your homework. But I want to tell you, this can also be your test number 3. Please put in your best and do everything you need to do. Thank you and stay well.